The squats and deadlifts I'm doing this off-season are helping. However, they're crushing some of my cycling days, particularly my Saturday group rides. Not just because of that, but I need to make some changes. Hey cycling community, this is Steve, Grusis the Cycling Greek. Typically in this training block, I've been doing a group ride on Saturdays, which has been mostly endurance, and then I've been doing a smaller endurance ride on Sundays. I would then go do squats and deadlifts on Sundays after that group ride, like I'm doing today. On Tuesdays, I am doing tempo intervals, and I'll be doing more squats and deadlifts after those tempo intervals. Thursdays, I'm usually doing a Zwift crit, and I'll be doing squats and deadlifts after that. So that's squats and deadlifts 3 times a week. I'm cutting that down. I'm cutting that down to 2 times a week. And in fact, I think one of those days, and I'm still working on that, probably on Sundays, that's going to be my heavy day. And on Thursdays, and I'm looking to move it somehow to Wednesdays, still working on that, I'm going to have that as more of a lighter day. Somehow I have to figure out how I can get 2 days between my last squat and deadlift day and my group ride on Saturdays. When I'm doing my rides on the flats, I'm pretty much okay, especially if I'm not going at high intensity, which I typically don't do right now because this is the off season. But during the group rides on Saturdays, I'm not doing only flats, we're climbing, and then my legs are just crushed. I'm like 20% of what I was before. And that has an effect on my training partners because they know I don't want to ruin their stuff, and then they don't want to feel like that they want to leave me behind, and so they're always waiting for me. So, you know, I don't want to have that happen. Now, doing 3 times a week deadlifts and squats is okay in the beginning when I'm working with the lighter weights, but now that I've pretty much gotten to where I need to start going a lot heavier, that's not going to work for me. Maybe when I was younger that would work, but you know, I'm 66 now, and so that's not working so well. So 2 days. And then I'm thinking it's hard for me to schedule my time such that I'm doing my squats and deadlifts on Wednesdays because on Thursdays, again, I'm doing those Zwift crits. Now I can move that also to Wednesday, but then that affects my Tuesday tempo days, and I need a little extra rest because I'm also AFib boy, which you guys know about.
Of it being a stock sale, because think about tax legislation right now. What happens if you sell a stock and you've owned it for more than a year? It's called long-term capital gains. The assumption is that Bill has owned his business for longer than that. However, whoever is acquiring his company cannot write that off without a very special exception that he...
Something else I've been looking at changing is how deep I go in my squats. So previously, I have been, or I should say up to now, I've been hitting parallel, or breaking parallel. The reason I've been doing that is I've been watching a lot of CrossFitters, and I like the idea of full functionality and getting that full range of motion and building strength through that full range of motion. But the problem is that I can't go that heavy doing that, and by increasing my ability to do that, while that'll help that portion of the full range, how beneficial will it be for my cycling? So if I go to the 90%, if I break 90%, then will that be sufficient in order to build strength and actually more functional for me on the bike? I'll still get the strength in the body and the legs. It won't focus on that lower portion, but do I need to have that? I could, with the lighter weights, go and break parallel, and then as I start to move up in the weights as I do my workout, then I'll go to that 90%. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below, is that a good plan? You probably can't tell, but we have an atmospheric river that's going to be starting in about 5 hours or so. And in California, we need that water. Unfortunately, a lot of that water is not going to be able to be stored. It's just going to go out into the ocean. But that's the whole California thing, and not part of that channel, but I mentioned it anyway. Previously, when I was doing squats and deadlifts 3 times a week, I would take some pretty big jumps, maybe 20-pound jumps between each set. And then I would go as heavy as I can go. And speaking to a former training partner of mine, who's also a former bodybuilder, he was saying to take smaller steps, maybe 5 pounds each set difference, and then just work your way up to 80 to 90% of your max, and then just test your max once a month. So I'm going to do that on my heavy days. In fact, today's the first day. And on the light days again, I'm going to go much less, maybe to 60%, and work on form. Okay, so that was 5 pound increments. I went up to 85%, that was 85%. That felt, the whole workout felt a lot more comfortable. And I feel I have a lot of energy to now go do deadlifts. And after deadlifts, I want to do good mornings. So this seems to be a good plan so far, but I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys do in your off season in terms of weights, and how do you do the weights? 1 time a week? Twice a week? Please comment below. Always remember, comment, like, subscribe. The Cycling Greek.